On the outskirts of this diverse environment, a small pond bravely holds its own. For now. Earth's atmosphere is changing. Every year, temperatures rise, and life on this planet is affected by it. As a result, patterns and ways of life that have always stood their ground are now crumbling. In other words, evolution at its finest. In a few weeks' time, this pond will be no more than a dried-up patch of land, perhaps sprouting a seed or two. Though this will support the smaller creatures that inhabit this area, larger life forms will be forced to either migrate or struggle to survive. As the first warm ocean currents come rolling in from the south, the once vibrant and lush vegetation will slowly begin to fade. Within days, this area will succumb to the dominating heat that will spare very little in its wake. Because of this slow and persistent shift in temperature, one creature in particular is about to make the long journey far away from this ticking time bomb. The Albertaceratops. This bulky, social herbivore has distinctive brow horns above the eyes, as well as an impressive crest that serves multiple purposes. Males can be clearly distinguished from their female counterparts, displaying striking colors mainly focused on their heads, as well as along their backs. More and more Albertaceratops make their way into the area, but do not be mistaken. Most of them aren't related or even familiar with one another. In fact, different members of several herds seek each other's company for a very important reason: to travel in numbers. The white-crested male is already showing signs of aggressive territorial behavior towards this new bull that has just shown up. However, this particular male does not claim the role of alpha and leader. This one does. Hours have gone by, and numbers have tripled in size. Ranging from juveniles to elders, the males and females carefully greet one another. Amongst the new arrivals, an albino female follows her mother. This female was born with a genetic condition that left her with albinism as well as poor eyesight. Albino members are always bullied and pushed away by the other Albertaceratops because the white skin is a sign of weakness and vulnerability. This poor female has one strike of luck on her side. Her mother, who is fiercely protective and will try to shield her from harm. And for the females that are without young or partner, orphaned young are eagerly waiting to be noticed and adopted. Their nurturing nature connects the herd in a very different manner. Orphaned young will be welcomed with open arms and cared for like their own. With the herd complete, the Albertaceratops begin the migration across the rolling hills and vast plains. One of the subordinate males took his nap a little too serious. A female calls out for him, waking him up. As they speed over towards the herd, afraid to fall behind, the sudden arrival of another orphaned juvenile spooks them. Not all orphaned babies are brave enough to walk up to the adults. This scared little female panics and runs away. For a moment, the adult female Albertaceratops contemplates on following her. However, the male blocks her. We must stick with the herd. Almost immediately, the herd trades the lush green lands for the sandy, salty coastline. The warm sand squished between their toes as they make their way towards the open waters feel comforting and inviting. As they walk, the sound of the waves crashing against the shore and the cries of early birds filled the air, though they are not the only ones moving through this coastal area. Moments like these show exactly why the Albertaceratops prefer to move in herds. We stand together, and we stand strong. For this male Allosaurus, even this lost, scared orphan seems untouchable. One of the females quickly turns around to fetch the little one. Her motherly instincts run deep. Her desire to protect is strong. Confident in their numbers, the herd moves on. The Allosaur will have to wait for a better opportunity. For now, his best bet is to keep tailing the herd and wait for weaknesses to occur. The desert stretches out before them like an endless canvas of golden sand and rust-red rock. The sun beats down relentlessly, baking the earth into a crackling, parched landscape that seemed to swallow all sound and moisture. The air is heavy with the scent of creosote and mesquite, and the only sound is the gentle hiss of sand grains sliding down dunes. As far as the eye could see, there is nothing but the unforgiving expanse of dry, arid land, a vast and unforgiving environment that will test even the hardiest of creatures. But the Albertaceratops bull that claimed his role as alpha and leader didn't step up to this duty simply for the thrill of it. He is older, bigger, more experienced, and a scout of the oasis. Water, a welcome sight in this unforgiving drought. The whole herd is relieved and happy. As the first members lower their beaks into the freshwater pond, the males scan the area for food and safety. Drinking and bathing, what a luxury to behold. As more and more members of the herd grow hungry, multiple individuals quarrel over the limited resources that this habitat provides. While some members patiently wait their turn, others are not so gentle. Pushing, shoving and rumbling, these heavy hitters will use their body weight as they try to claim what's left of nutrients. In the back, there's the extroverts, screaming at each other. In the front, the docile, quiet introverts, preferably avoiding eye contact as well as a fight. As the first light of dawn crept over the dry and quiet desert, a gentle rustling stirred the grasses. Their footsteps quiet on the soft earth, the air crisp and cool still, filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the distant calls of other early risers. Crossing open areas like these salt flats is a dangerous move, but they have to. On the other side, a big freshwater lake awaits them, as well as lots of food to feed all hungry mouths. One of the Albertaceratops moved away from the herd to snack on a berry bush that caught its eye. This is a move not appreciated by the herd. As most linger on the open terrain, some members let their rumbling bellies overrule them. The herd separates. This Tyrannosaurus Rex walks away with a bruised up ego and countless wounds. Never again. A few hours have passed. The herd made it safely to an area called Big Quill. Melons, roots, nuts, and other vegetation invite the Albertaceratops in. Unfortunately, for the albino female, she is still not accepted into the group. Bullied and pushed off, she moves out of the bull's way. Meanwhile, the other Albertaceratops take what they can get. As opportunistic eaters, basically anything goes. The setting sun creates a beautiful atmosphere as the herd forages and interacts. A bit further away, an angry broadcast echoes through the area. It's the mother to the albino female. Left and right, her baby is being pestered and shunned. The albino female herself consistently reacts too late, missing signals and body language that the others give off. Her eyes refuse to cooperate, resulting in a lot of annoyed herd members. As the females and young go on about their evening, the males gravitated towards each other. Something isn't quite right as they stand alerted. It is the Allosaurus, and this time he came prepared. battle was short-lived, but brutal. The Allosaurus emerged victorious, its dominance over the food chain asserted. For the Albertaceratops, life goes on. In fact, a sigh of relief can be felt throughout the herd. The constant pressure of the Allosaurus following them has finally gone. With the ever-confident bull taking the lead, the others blindly follow. Young, old, everyone has been brought closer together due to the loss of one of the males. Through grief, new bonds are being formed. With a gentle rustle, the herd steps out of the shadows of the ravine and onto the open, grassy hills. The soft grasses and wildflowers swayed gently in the breeze as they made their way up the slope. The ceratopsians' footsteps were quiet on the soft earth, as if they were trying not to disturb the now peaceful atmosphere. And for the poor albino female, sadly, nothing has changed. Various displays of colours and patterns make this herd a sight to behold. Their beauty unmatched. As they climb higher, the view unfolded before them like a canvas of rolling hills and valleys. The sky above was a brilliant blue, with only a few wispy clouds drifting lazily across it. The air was filled with the sweet songs of birds and the gentle hum of insects. With the night quickly closing in, the herd hurries to feast on the last flowers and nuts before it is time to lay down and rest. The Albertaceratops prefers not to be too active at night. They rather huddle up against each other for warmth, company and safety. The once scared and timid orphaned baby is now slowly showing change in her appearance. Her crest, beautifully developing and displaying the first signs of growing up. Meanwhile, the dominant alpha male and one of the subordinate bulls scan the perimeter. They are a formidable sight, their bodies covered in armor-plated scales that glint in the sunlight. Behind them, a beautiful grey-tinted female snacks on some flowers. A few more bites before the night kicks in. As the moon casts its silver glow over the rolling hills, the stars twinkle above the sleeping herbivores as tiny lights accompanying them in the darkness. The Albertaceratops herd is nestled in a lush meadow, their bodies relaxed and still as they drifted off to sleep. But not all of them. One of the subordinate bulls cannot find his rest. His eyes, though heavy-lidded, remained open, watching the night unfold. It is the middle of the night. Thirst has woken up a few herd members. As a heavy rainstorm rolls in, the occasional clashes of thunder in the distance bring an eerie vibe to the previous peaceful night. Their path illuminated by lightning, Mother to the albino Albertaceratops leads the way. But just because the Albertaceratops prefer to sleep throughout the night doesn't mean all others do as well. As most of them stay together, one stubborn male moves a bit away from the group. His motive, more food for him alone.